Now, everyone's had this conversation. Someone in your life has talked to you in a way where you went from being a little bit down in the dumps to, I am on fire, I will do whatever it takes to succeed in this. Now, what changed that?
I'm here with Igor Ledochowski. Igor is known all over the world for his skills in hypnosis and specifically conversational hypnosis. Now what I wanted to ask you is, because a lot of the people that watch this video, you know, they'll be having a normal job. They're not hypnotherapists.
Of course.
How could they use hypnosis within their work?
Oh my gosh. So this is like, well, imagine a world, or you know the old saying, in the world of the blind, a one-eyed man is king?
Sure.
I think that really fits in the hypnosis context, because think of it this way. All hypnosis is learning to kind of enter someone's personal reality, their inner world, if you like, and make little tweaks so that they can be happier, more productive, you know, overcome obstacles and so on. And the way I like to use it is the idea that it really is a force for good. If you help someone uplift them, become a better version of themselves, then think about this: 90% of problems we have in life disappear. The guy who's rude and mean to you, why is he being rude and mean? Because he's overloaded, he's stressed, he's stuck in his things. He feels maybe that unless I get mine first, then I've got to get mine first, otherwise I'll lose out. But when those things disappear, when they goes, you know, there's plenty, I don't care, sure, I'll help you out, and then you help me out. And by the way, this is how societies are built, right? I help you to do something, you'll help me to do something, and together we've got two things that would never have existed otherwise. To do that, we need to be able to enter other people's personal reality, and rather than impose on it. Think about the teaching model in school. You get imposed information. You've got to learn this in this way and have these answers for this exam. That's not how life works, right? When people cooperate, it's a question of, okay, how can I help you understand this in a way that you can do it better? That means I don't have the frustration of you messing up. You don't have the frustration of me pushing on you all the time. You may have the satisfaction of having done a better job, think like a manager coaching an employee. You'll have done a better job, I'll have a better product, our clients will have better products as well, so everyone is happier.
But how would you do that practically? Like, I mean,
I'm
all the way with you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So in terms of actually, how do you get into it?
How would you do that? Yeah.
So here's the
because
first
you
thing.
won't do like the close your eyes and.
Yeah. So we're going to change the current model of persuasion, right? Most people's idea of a persuasion right now is the idea of force. I will somehow force them into doing what I want to do. And there's a couple of things missing with that model. The first thing is there's no real motivation there, right? Motivation comes from inside people. There's extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic means it's motivation from outside. If you want to have a good job, pass this test. If you pass this test, people might employ you, right? You don't care about the test, but you do care about the job, so you'll do something you don't like in order to get something you do like, right? The problem with extrinsic motivation is it works at best as a flash in the pan, very temporary. There's a lot of studies that show that when you get a pay rise, right, people get happy for anything from a couple of days to a couple of months, and then it disappears. They go right back to the same amount of grumbling, misery, dissatisfaction.
It's
yes.
Very short.
So extrinsic motivation is only a temporary fix for the short term. If you need a quick fix, fine, do that. But if you want long-term influence, you've got to have intrinsic motivation, motivation that comes from the inside. That means you can't impose it on someone. You've got to draw it out of someone.
How would I go about that? I set some of my employees down and...
Sure. So the simplest version, I mean, there's lots of ways, right? There's lots of ways. But I'm going to give you a really simple process, right? That works really well. It's the idea of values, right? So let's say you're an employee, I want to sit you down and say, listen, why at this job? Are you just here for the money? Right? It's a hard frame because they're going to say, no, I like this job for all those kinds of reasons. Okay, tell me, what are those reasons? Well, I like the people, I like this, I like how I'm growing in these things. Okay, right. So what's important about growing? What's important to you about the people? What's important about these things? The more you understand their internal motivational landscape.
This doesn't sound like hypnosis. How can this be?
Yes. Okay, how isn't it? Well, let's first define what we mean by hypnosis, right? Because there are a million different models of hypnosis, and I'll give you mine, right? As far as I'm concerned, if we split people into very simple boxes, conscious and unconscious, right? if the conscious mind tries to influence the other conscious mind, that tends to be a little weak, right? If you actually get to someone else's unconscious or something called subconscious mind, and you start taking the material that's there and tweaking it, that's when people are capable of amazing things, right? I'll give you a quick example of this. A house is burning and all your worldly possessions are burning with it. Do you run in the house to get them? A few, but most likely not, right? It's burning, it's like, it's things,
Okay,
I'll
if it's
replace
really
it.
burning, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean really burning, right?
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Let's say you're a brand new father, a little baby, house is burning, baby's in the house. What are you doing?
Whatever it takes. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Right.
It's not a conscious thing. You don't even think about it. You
Instinct.
rush.
Right.
That instinct is unconscious. And all hypnosis is linking with those instincts, that unconscious movement.
To really start tapping into a way deeper power within.
Yes,
Right.
because all our hidden potentials
Right.
lie kind of repressed under the surface of our social veneer, shall we say, and that's where the greatness in people is. If we can tap into that, that's what I will call hypnosis.
Right.
Anything that taps into that. Now, that may be people being all googly-eyed, or it's just a conversation where people go, I am so inspired, I'm on fire. Now, everyone's had this conversation. Someone in your life has talked to you in a way where you went from being a little bit down in the dumps to, I am on fire, I will do whatever it takes to succeed in this. Now, what changed that? The thing that changed that was something inside you woke up. We'll call that something your unconscious potential. How do they wake it up? Now, some people do it by accident. Conversation hypnosis targets it on purpose. Now, if you don't want to call it hypnosis, that's okay. It's a label. I don't care about the label.
Yeah.
What I care about is that massive pool of untapped potentials. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Thank you so much. So I guess start tapping into that in whatever way you already can. And thank you so much, Igor, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.